Hey guys, quick update for the Thursday night NFL game here in week 4, which is what we're moving up to. Wanted to do this video for a couple reasons. It's going to be real fast, but I want to show you that when you purchase a copy of this, the fun you can have testing out different defensive factors and magnifiers will help you look historically at how well this thing could have done with this distribution. Also shows you what it would have done with the over-unders to help you get this number right. After testing this out for the last hour and really looking into the games and the predictions, this is what I came up with. It does have the magnifier a little lower. You'll see it puts in some lower projections here for week 4. So we're going to think about this more in spirit and not exact numbers. And I'll explain that as I talk about the Thursday game, because you can tell some things are clearly still distorted, like the Broncos and Bears game. And we'll talk about that when I do a video about this weekend. So for the purposes of this video, let's go Thursday night. It's one game, right? It's Detroit at Green Bay. It's actually the number one on the list by point projection. It says they win this game by like 10 points, touchdown to field goal, that they have that kind of offensive potential. Green Bay's defense they have 3 guys that are questionably injured when I looked over their defensive injuries. So this point one hurts their defense a little bit and gives a little more points to Detroit in this game. When we look at the actual rosters for these teams, we look at somebody like Detroit, you can see that Jared Goff has a reasonable rating this year. Jahmyr Gibbs, you do have Montgomery questionable, and he is impactful in the run game. So how significant that injury is could affect the scoring in that game. Then you have Green Bay, and one thing I noticed is Jordan Love's rating is good. He's getting the nod, seal of approval. He's playing okay. It's a good rating. They have these players playing. They do have a questionable Aaron Jones, also running game potentially affected by Green Bay. So 2 people significant in the run game there that are questionable, meaning do they get, 20 handoffs each in this game? Probably not. If they're already questionable, probably not going to be used overly excessively, right? So what that seems to present as an outcome in this game is there are more points than normal because they have to pass more because they're not using the run game as much. It's 63 degrees and reasonable weather in Green Bay today. It's not a Lambeau Field that's frozen over at this time of the year. So they're probably going to go over this 45 points that it's set at, because we have it right at 45 right now without a higher passing game. If you up this magnifier at all to about 6, thinking there's going to be more passing drives, more yards or interceptions, whatever, you get this up to 53 points, something like this, 30-20, 33-20. There you go. So it does say Detroit wins. Green Bay probably gives it a fight, though. That's why Detroit on the road here, it still has a negative win strength of negative 2.2%. And that means that overall, looking at the team standings, it does not give them the nod, right? This number matters here, actually. We should keep track of it. It means that overall, looking at just team stats alone and not specifically the players in the game, which is this calculation for points, that this is still negative. It's so different from the Seattle game or the Philadelphia game or the Kansas City or the San Francisco game, where the win score is so big that when you're thinking about a survivor pool pick, this is why I made Seattle the survivor pool pick for the week, because if they lose a game to the Giants, well, they lose a game to the Giants on the road. Could happen, but the Giants are not great at home. Seattle can score more points. And even though they have some injuries on defense, it's probably a higher scoring game that they probably win, because the Giants are just not very good. The other option is the Chiefs over the Jets, which looks to be a really low scoring game here. So anyway, as for Thursday night, algorithm says that play is probably the over. It's not a great pick because of this win score. I mean, the line's okay. If you're going to take anybody, you're supposed to take Detroit, but it doesn't win as much as you'd think because this win score number is not very high. So the Green Bay and Jordan Love could do something, of course, at home and spoil that game. So I would expect more points. And so that's why I'll just go with the over. All right. Good luck, everybody. I hope your pick wins on Thursday night. Should be a good game, any game at Lambeau Field. I've been there once. I rollerbladed around Lambeau Field, actually. I have a video somewhere of that. All right. It was a good time. That's a great place. It's a football town. They're definitely going to give a fight to Detroit on Thursday night. Good luck. May all your picks be winning.